Hi, everybody. This is Dave Jones of Storm Center Communications. It's Sunday, March 30th, 2025. I'm doing a brief update for the All Hazards Consortium Sensitive Information Sharing Environment because we have a couple of areas around the country that are causing impacts to critical infrastructure. I'm showing you the wide satellite picture here. I'm going to get right into this so I can make this as short as possible. I'm going to do a little drawing. We have some winter weather going on up in Maine. We also have some power outages in New Hampshire and Vermont. And we also have power outages in the northern parts of Michigan and also Wisconsin. I'm going to show you that in just a second. That's because of accumulating ice. Yes, ice, even though the rest of the country is very warm and getting warmer with this low pressure system really wrapping up here and causing severe weather. That's the second thing that I want to talk about, and that is this severe weather here where tornado watch has just been issued, including Chicago, in this general area right here. We'll dive into that and look at that in the radar data. And then over here to the west coast, we have another system that's shaping up, and that is going to be coming on shore. And I'll show you the western satellite picture too, but just moving it over here, there's storm offshore that's going to be causing quite a bit of snow. Winter storm warnings going on up and down the Sierra Nevada range around Lake Tahoe there, where they're going to get clobbered with very strong winds, close to hurricane force winds, and also very heavy snow, up to 1 to 2 feet of snow. Well, let me take this full screen and show you what it looks like here. This is the basically the GOES East satellite. I've turned on the sea surface temperature data just so you can see what's going on. I'll be using this most of the time, particularly during the hurricane season, as we talk about sea surface temperatures, sea surface temperature anomalies, and also about ocean heat content. We'll be showing you that kind of stuff. But this is what it looks like from the standpoint of this low pressure system that's developing or has developed already over Iowa, but it's got strong southerly winds, really strong southerly winds. You can see those being pushed right up here. Look at this dry slot up here. It's high dew points are being brought up. That means a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, and you can see that being pumped right up. National Weather Service just extended a tornado watch until 7 o'clock Central Time today for areas including Chicago. So let me get these arrows off here, and I'll show you what it looks like from the standpoint of GeoCollaborate and where those advisories are. Let's go to GeoCollaborate full screen here for a moment. This area in yellow, you can see in Chicago. I'll zoom in here just a little bit more. You can see that line of showers and thunderstorms heading on into eastern Illinois, just approaching Indiana. There's also special marine warnings in effect on Lake Michigan for storms that could produce very gusty winds. So hopefully no boaters are out there. There's no ice out there, but it is very cold water temperature. But special marine warnings being issued in Lake Michigan there. This whole area in yellow is a tornado watch that's in effect until 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And also not just a tornado watch, but we also have a chance of flooding. So hydrologic outlooks are being issued here saying that heavy rainfall from these thunderstorms could cause localized flooding that could come very, very quickly because of the rate of this rainfall. Let me take you over and show you what it looks like from the radar standpoint. I'll zoom in here just a little bit and you can see what it looks like. Here's a very intense line of thunderstorms. Here is Chicago right in here. So that line is just approaching Chicago now. Numerous severe thunderstorm warnings. That's what these boxes are, issued by the National Weather Service. Numerous severe thunderstorm warnings associated with this line. There was earlier tornado warning, but no longer. That has expired. But as I zoom in here, you can see what this line looks like. It's pretty strong and could have some quick spin-up tornadoes in it. And there is a chance of this severe weather. As a matter of fact, it extends well past Chicago down to the south. And I'm going to take you back to GeoCollaborate. I'm going to turn off the watches, warnings, and advisories here. But what I am going to do is turn on the convective outlook. I'm going to show you the convective outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. And this is the day one convective outlook. So let's go over to that and I'll show you that. Look, see, here are the severe thunderstorm warnings that you can see here, special marine warnings in Lake Michigan. But look how wide and broad this area of potential severe weather extends across the nation today. So it goes from Chicago eastward, including Grand Rapids and Detroit, Michigan, down in here through the Ohio Valley, western and central Ohio, through Kentucky, Tennessee, northern Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and even eastern Texas and most of Arkansas today as these thunderstorms develop down towards this line. And so everybody in this area should keep your heads up. If you're transporting anything, All Hazards Consortium, we advise you to keep close track of where those thunderstorms are, because strong gusty winds exceeding 65 miles per hour could happen in some of these thunderstorms, and that's enough to tip over tandem trailers and tractor trailers should get hit the wrong way. So pay very close attention to your local National Weather Service office, local radio, favorite broadcast meteorologist. Now, during the day tomorrow, see, today this severe thunderstorm potential extends all the way to Buffalo and down through Knoxville, and down through central and southern Mississippi. I'm going to turn this one off because this is the outlook for today, the day one outlook, and show you the day two outlook. So for tomorrow, look at how it extends to the East Coast as this frontal system moves through the East Coast. Severe thunderstorms are possible from central New York down through Pennsylvania into West Virginia, all of North Carolina, all of South Carolina, all of Georgia, and Alabama and Mississippi here. You can see the green area are lesser chances, but this is the area to focus on. If you live anywhere in this area, including northern Florida, during the day tomorrow, keep your eyes peeled to the skies and also to your phones for any severe weather statements that may be issued by the National Weather Service. So the good news is there may be rain in the mountains around Asheville and the Blue Ridge Mountains there, where the wildfires continue to burn in northwest South Carolina, heading on into North Carolina there. They're still burning today, and this area is under a drought. I want to show you that as well. It's going to be pretty unbelievable here. I'm going to show you the latest drought monitor and what that looks like. So this is going to show you how much of the country is actually in a drought. Look at this. This is incredible. I'll shift this over here. All of the red and dark red areas that you see are an extreme drought. So in Texas, South Texas here, even though they had that rain and some of the flooding around McAllen, that'll be updated next week with the drought monitor. It may have put a slight dent in it, but still very, very dry. Look how much of the Midwest and upper Midwest is in drought conditions right now. That doesn't bode well for the growing season and into the summer because models are indicating, and the NOAA's long-term outlook indicating some dry conditions here and above average temperatures. So I don't like to see this much drought in the nation during this time of year. This should be a very rainy time of year. Of course, in California and Oregon and Washington, they've had a number of atmospheric rivers and systems come through. No drought there. Plenty of moisture. But look at this. Even in Montana and all the way over towards the Great Lakes into the East Coast. Look how much of the East Coast is in drought, from Maine all the way through Massachusetts and Connecticut and Rhode Island, eastern New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, on into Maryland. Look at Maryland here. This is a little bit more extreme drought, and an extreme drought in south central New Jersey. That's where we could see some wildfires as well, because the brush is like kindling there. And then this drought condition extends down through central Virginia and into much of North Carolina and South Carolina. And look at Florida. You'd think Florida gets a decent amount of rain? No, there has not been much rain at all in the state of Florida. There's been a number of wildfires there, that one in South Florida, south of Miami, that closed off the access to the Florida Keys. So things are very, very dry in most of the state of Florida. Some areas approaching exceptional drought between Miami and the Space Coast there inland. Look at that. Just very, very dry. So I have the real-time radar data turned on, and you get these spotty showers and storms. And even with larger thunderstorms that are coming through, like here, it doesn't do a whole lot to alleviate drought conditions, because when it rains so hard, it just rolls off. It doesn't get absorbed into that soil to really help the growing season. It kind of just rolls off, because if the ground is dry and hard, it doesn't absorb these rainfalls that are intense, because it doesn't have time to soak it up. It just rolls right off. Now to the north, I'm going to turn off the drought monitor here, and I want to turn on the watches, warnings, and advisories and show you what that looks like, because up to the north, we do have some impacts happening with regard to winter weather. Winter weather. So look it up here. Winter storm warnings, ice storm warnings in northern Wisconsin and Michigan. And even over here into Maine, there is a winter weather advisory where you may see an inch or so of snow. May cause driving a little bit slippery, but really this is sleet and freezing rain that could impact the power infrastructure in Maine. And we have had power impacted here in the upper parts of Wisconsin and Michigan. As a matter of fact, take a look at this. This is the power outage status as of this afternoon at about, I think this is about 3 o'clock this afternoon, Eastern time, 2:28 there, Central time. 211,000 customers, meters, without power. So we're talking a lot more people, more than one person per household or business that's operating there. But take a look where the power outages have been because of the accumulating ice. We talked about this on our Friday update, being very concerned about freezing rain building up on tree limbs and also on power poles, and also the wires adds a tremendous amount of weight when you get more than 1/4 of an inch of ice. And this is what we're talking about now. And an additional 12,356 meters out in Vermont and New Hampshire. There's also about 3,100 homes out in New York, upstate New York. So all because of this rain and freezing rain that's been moving across here. And the temperatures have been really quite dramatic. I want to show you the temperature difference that's going on right now. This isn't apparent temperature or anything. This is just real temperatures. Take a look at this. Look at the temperatures right now. Wow. 60s, 70s. Look at this. Coming up here into Chicago and all the way over here. But then look how it cools off here. Look at that. 30s and 40s in that wedge right here. So look at this. New York City, 47 degrees right now. Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., 80 degrees. It's 80 degrees right now. So this temperature difference is quite dramatic. 29 degrees up in Maine, where the temperatures are causing rain to freeze on contact. So a little bit of snow, freezing rain, and sleet happening, enough to have a winter weather advisory there. But look at the temperatures in the UP of Michigan and also in Wisconsin, right at the freezing point. 30 degrees, 32, 32. So quite a bit of freezing rain built up there. But look at this temperature difference. This is where the thunderstorms are moving through here right now, where temperatures. What about the dew points? Let me show you what the dew points look like as well. Take a look at that. Look at this. This is the dew point. So anything above 60, as you can think of, as humid. So this is very humid air being drawn up into the Chicago area and also into Detroit. Look at this. These dew points feel kind of humid. This is sort of the wedge down here that's causing the dew points to be low. So it's quite comfortable, actually, even though it's close to 80 degrees in the Maryland, Virginia area. It doesn't feel humid. But this is the tongue of moisture that's being drawn up, that's feeding these thunderstorms here. And that is because the Gulf is open. The moisture is coming off the Gulf and being drawn right up into that strong low pressure system. Behind the front, look at behind the front, 30s, 20s in Nebraska. Remember just a couple days ago, they were 80 degrees. teens in North Dakota right now because of that cold air. That's going to swing through, cool some areas down a little bit, but then behind that, we have quite a warm up that's going to be heading our way. Again, this is dew point temperatures, so anything above 60, you can take a look at being humid, moisture, and that's what severe thunderstorms need in order to fire up. And again, when we talk about the severe thunderstorms, I'm going to show you that one more time here, moving through. They're now moving into Indiana here. No tornado warnings have been issued, but looks like a very heavy line of storms moving through Joliet right now, headed towards Romeoville, Burbank, and also towards Chicago. So if you're in Chicago, you're going to be experiencing these storms within the next 45 minutes to an hour. Remain inside and away from doors and windows as this line comes through. And so this is going to grow down to the south. The severe storm threat also will continue into Kentucky and into Ohio. I'll show you GeoCollaborate here again. So this is the tornado threat right here, tornado watch. But tomorrow, it looks like it could happen, or overnight tonight, into Kentucky. Once again, I'll turn off the warnings, watches, warnings, and advisories, and turn on the Storm Prediction Center's convective outlook for today into tonight, into tomorrow morning. So Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, Tennessee, including Nashville, and Birmingham, Alabama, down towards Jackson, Mississippi, northern Louisiana, just north of Baton Rouge. Severe thunderstorms could develop, and potentially tornadoes could develop overnight tonight. This is a serious situation. Make sure you don't go to bed tonight unless you have your radios set to alarm, your no-weather radios set. You keep your phone on and not silenced, so emergency alerts get to your phone. And also, make sure you watch that late news tonight for your local broadcast meteorologist, your favorite one. They are going to alert you about the dangers of what could happen. I'm going to turn this outlook for today and tonight off. I'll widen out here just a little bit just so you can see how far it extends today. Right now, these are the severe thunderstorm warnings happening, but it could extend down even further south later on during the day today. This is the outlook for today. I'll turn that off. Turn on the outlook for tomorrow. Look how it shifts to the east. So this is tomorrow's severe weather outlook, and there is a chance for some spin-up tornadoes in this area, particularly in orange here. Birmingham, you're on the line. Atlanta, Raleigh, North Carolina, Greensboro, Greenville, Charlotte, North Carolina, down towards Columbia, South Carolina, into most of Georgia here, and also touching into the Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area. Biggest threat just to the south, but that doesn't rule out some quick spin-up tornadoes in the Baltimore, Washington, Philadelphia, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania area, western New Jersey, including Philadelphia. So keep your eyes out for that. Okay, so I want to talk about the West Coast here for just a second because we have another doozy of a storm that's going to be coming in, and you can see it rotating right here. This is the storm, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit here so we can talk about this just a little bit. This storm that is circulating, it's a low pressure system, is going to be moving right along this line of clouds into Northern California to the north of the Sierra Nevada where Lake Tahoe is. And look, the moisture zone is already kind of setting up. Okay, so here's the forecast model for this storm that's off the Pacific coast here. And I did tell you about the winter storm warnings that are in effect along the Sierra Nevada. Right now, they're in kind of a warm layer, some showers, rain showers happening. But I do want to put this into motion and show you how this evolves over the next day or two. So as this low pressure system, and you can see it, here it is right here, it's going to dive down south or to the southeast towards the California coastline. And you can see it coming down here. There it is around northwest California. And look at this area of snow that's building up along the Sierras. The winds are coming in, really cooking around this low pressure system, hitting the mountains. Winds are going to gust over hurricane force at times. And look at this intense area of snow that is likely in southern Oregon. These are the higher elevations. And that snow, it looks, could accumulate between 1 and 2 feet. I'm going to take this a little bit further here. Look at this. Look at how the low kind of dissipates a little bit, but it moves to the north of Tahoe. And look at this intense snowfall here. So we're talking about heavy snow, 1 to 2 feet above 6,500 feet. So if you live above 6,500 feet, get ready for this storm. It's going to be coming between 5 and 10 inches below 6,500 feet, and also locally higher snowfall amounts. So you could get locally higher, but the winds, the ridge winds could gust as high as 100 miles per hour. If you live anywhere near the Sierra Nevada and you're up towards any sort of mountaintops, 100 mile per hour wind gusts are likely. Lake Tahoe winds could gust up to 40 mile an hour winds, with waves on Lake Tahoe of 2 to 3 feet. We could see some damage on properties along Lake Tahoe. And so travel could be very difficult to impossible. This is for the All Hazards Consortium and everyone watching this update. Travel could be very difficult. The hazardous conditions could impact Monday morning and evening commutes. We're talking about tomorrow, Monday morning and evening commutes with this storm system coming ashore. And so keep tabs with your local broadcast meteorologist and the National Weather Service out there. Now, let me take you back. I'm going to widen out with the computer models and show you where this winter weather is going to be heading. Here's the winter weather today, impacting Maine and Vermont and New Hampshire, on up into the northern states, northern parts of Wisconsin, and also Michigan. And I'm going to take this into motion here. Look how this low and the thunderstorms develop along this line. So remember, I talked about down to the south. We could see some severe weather today and tonight. This is tonight about 8 o'clock. And look at how this line develops, moving through Tennessee and Kentucky. So I'm very concerned for you in Kentucky. You might see quick spin-ups of tornadoes. Some of them could be a bit strong as well. So make sure you're aware of any alerts that are happening. And then that front seems like the line of storm seems like it dissipates. This is Monday morning, but we don't have the heating of the sun, but some of these storms persist coming through northern Alabama and also towards Atlanta, Georgia. And look at this. Here is Asheville, North Carolina, and western North Carolina. We might have some storms move through. The models want to dry it out a little bit because of the drought. When we do have drought, dry land, it does tend to be a feedback to dry the atmosphere a little bit more, but we're hoping that some heavy rain showers do move through to help dampen some of those flames that are burning in South Carolina. So this is tomorrow afternoon, and look at this. We have an area of heavy to severe thunderstorms, at least this GFS model is indicating, moving through Alabama and also Georgia, and that is also approaching South Carolina here. Also in Maryland and Washington, D.C., Virginia, Pennsylvania, some showers and storms popping up during the afternoon tomorrow. And then look at that. They get quite heavy during the day, even in New York City, as this front moves through and high pressure builds in behind it. So Monday, keep your eyes peeled for potential severe weather. I showed you that. Along the East Coast, this is a very real possibility for some heavy storms. It lingers into around midnight to 2 in the morning along the Norfolk area up towards Washington, D.C., and then pulls off. And then we're talking about sunshine and a lot of warm conditions moving up. So another frontal system and storms. This is out towards Wednesday, middle of the week, next week. We'll talk about that in more detail as it approaches. But again, could have another icing situation with snow along the northern tier of the U.S. from Minnesota to Wisconsin, also over to Michigan. But we'll be keeping you posted on that one. I just want to make sure that you're aware of all of the potential storms that are headed our way. This is a look at the 1 minute rapid scan. I'm gonna update this as we speak here. This is the 1 minute rapid scan data showing those severe thunderstorms as they're approaching. Look at this, the Indiana line here, and it's really quite impressive from a meteorological standpoint. You can see all this bubbling in the atmosphere. Wherever the sun is shining, it destabilizes the atmosphere, sets the stage for more severe storms to develop. And you can see that goes back in here into southern Illinois and also into Missouri. So here in Kentucky, you see some scattered showers and storms, but the real action is going to come tonight. Again, pay attention to your local meteorologist there. So that's it for this update. I'm Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. Thanks for watching. We'll put another update out during the day tomorrow. This has been for the All Hazards Consortium, Sensitive Information Sharing Environment. We share information across platforms so state emergency operations centers and private sector liaisons can keep in touch and share information with private sector partners so we can keep the economy moving, power restored quickly, and also everyone aware of what's going on. So thanks for watching again. Please watch out for yourself and also watch out for your neighbors. They really do appreciate it. Have a good rest of the day. Be weather aware.